morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is English Bulletin with me, Utsa Bhattrai. The top stories first. NCP leaders continue trade of barbs. Party secretariat meeting to resume on December 1st. Chinese Defense Minister to arrive in Nepal today. Nepalese army to give a guard of honor to the visiting delegate. Daily infection of coronavirus drops to 1380. Active cases rise above 18,000. Donald Trump suffers another major setback. US court rejects Pennsylvania election case. And champions Liverpool held to a 1-1 draw in a game marred by VAR issues. Manchester City rediscover scoring form. And now the news in detail. The trade of barbs between top leaders of Nepal Communist Party continues as the ruling party seeks to resolve its internal dispute. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, who is also the chairman of NCP, has submitted a written answer to a report prepared by Executive Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal. Prime Minister Oli furnished the 38-page reply during the party's secretariat meeting held yesterday. In his report, Dahal had accused Prime Minister Oli of running the party and the government at his whims. Oli presented 53 points to counter the allegations made by Dahal in his 19-page report. As soon as the Secretariat meeting started yesterday at the Prime Minister's official residence in Baluatar, Oli gave point-wise reply to Dahal's report. In his reply, Oli has accused Dahal of betraying Girija Prasad Koirala and Madhav Kumar Nepal after the peace agreement. Prime Minister Oli also mentioned that Dahal accepted the new constitution out of compulsion. Prime Minister Oli also alleged Dahal of conspiring against him in an attempt to dissolve the government. Prime Minister Oli demanded that the Secretariat meeting should reject Dahal's report and move ahead as per the decisions reached on September 11.
इसमा आवश्यक छलफल र गृह कार्य पनि गरेर फेरि सचिवालयको बैठक 16 गते 1 बजे पार्टी केन्द्रीय कार्यालयमा दुम्बाराईमा बस्ने गरी तय भएको छ.
Other leaders present at the meeting stressed on the need to maintain party unity. Yesterday's meeting decided to resume Secretariat meeting again after 3 days. The next meeting is scheduled for December 1st. Chinese Defense Minister Wei Fengshi is set to arrive in Nepal today for a 2-day official visit. The news has been confirmed by the government, which informed that the Chinese Defense Minister will arrive on Sunday. According to the itinerary, Defense Minister Wei will meet with President Vidya Devi Bhandari and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. The Foreign Ministry has also informed that Wei's meeting with the Army Chief Purna Chandra Thapa is also on the agenda during the Defense Minister's visit. The Nepalese Army is also set to give a guard of honor to the Defense Minister at the Army headquarters. The government yesterday confirmed 1,380 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country has climbed to 230,723, while the number of active cases has increased to 18,080. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 211,186 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 1,454 across the country, with the confirmation of 19 new casualties yesterday. Nepal is currently among the top 37 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The US is the most affected country with 13.6 million confirmed cases, followed by India with 9.3 million cases. Ward Chief of Rupani Rural Municipality 1 Saptari Pitambar Yadav will be resuming his duties after landing Supreme Court's interim order in his favour. The special court had earlier declared Yadav, the then sub-engineer in the District Education Office Udaipur, guilty of corruption in August 2017. The locals had filed a writ of certiorari against Yadav in Rajbiraj bench of Janakpur High Court. The bench slapped a suspension order to Yadav from the post of war chief. Yadav then filed a review petition in Supreme Court against High Court's order issued on 7th December 2018. Hearing the review petition, Supreme Court on Sunday issued an order in the name of Rupani Rural Municipality to let Yadav continue with his duties as the war chief. Schools closed in Sindhuli due to the impact of coronavirus pandemic are all set to open from today. Some schools have taken up health safety protocols seriously, while others not even taken the basic health safety precautions into consideration. On one hand, the school kids are excited to go back to their school, but on the other hand, they also fear contracting the virus. A report.
Schools that have been closed for over 7 months in Sindhuli district are all set to open from Sunday. Kamalamai municipality has taken the initiative as the first to start reopening the schools in the area. Besides Kamalamai, Dudhauli municipality, Tinpatan rural municipality and other rural municipalities have directed the schools in their respective areas to reopen fully. The decision was unanimous from District-wise Education Committee, School Management Committee and Teacher Parent Association to open the schools in the area after the government directed reopening of schools.
शुक्रबार नगर शिक्षा समितिको मिटिङ बस्यौं र नगर शिक्षा समितिले एक किसिमले अब विद्यालय खोल्नुपर्छ हामीलाई अधिकार दिएको छ हामीले समन्वय पनि गर्यौं जिल्ला प्रशासनसँग पनि समन्वय गर्यौं.
However, the parents and the school-going children are still carrying the fear of the spread of the virus as they go back to the schools.
पालना गरेर पढाइलाई कन्टिन्यू गर्न पाए राम्रो हुन्थ्यो किन भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो यो अब एक वर्ष हुनलाई स्कुल बन्द भएको पनि एक वर्षसम्म हाम्रो ग्याप बस्दाखेरि हामीलाई हाम्रो टाइमको पनि लस हुन्छ एक त अनि हामीले राम्रो कन्टिन्यू पढ्न नपाउँदा एक वर्षसम्म घरमै बस्दाखेरि शिक्षा राम्रो शिक्षा हासिल गर्न सक्दैनौँ त्यही भएर पढ्न पाउँदा खुसी नै लागिरहेको छ.
It was decided that the municipalities of Sindhuli would be allowed to operate the schools by adopting health standards in accordance with the School Operation Framework 2077 issued by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. However, the teachers say the students do not abide by those rules all the time. The teachers complain that many students enter class without masks and do not maintain physical distancing protocols all the time.
अहिले लापरवाही कस्तो देखिन्छ केही विद्यार्थीहरूको भन्दाखेरि उनीहरूले हामीले भनेको जस्तो मास्क लगाएर आऊ भन्दाखेरि नलाइदिने हैन एउटा समस्या. अनि हामीले कम्तीमा विद्यालय प्रवेश गर्ने बित्तिकै साबुन पानीले हात धोएर मात्रै आफूलाई चाहिँ संक्रमणहीन बनाऊ भन्दा त्यो पनि चाहिँ करिब अटेर गर्ने हामीले आँखा छल्न सकेदेखि सट्ट क्लासतिर पस्ने एउटा त्यो पनि देखियो.
The responsibility of bestowing knowledge of students falls equally on the soldiers of parents and teachers. Although the decision has been taken to open the schools with health safety protocols, only time will tell if this decision to reopen schools will be the right one.
And now the news from Economic Front. Chandra Thakal has been elected as the Senior Vice President of a Federation of Nepal Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Thakal defeated his opponent Kishore Kumar Pradhan to be elected to the post of Senior Vice President of FNCCI yesterday. With the win, Thakal has also secured his place as the 20th President of FNCCI. Newly elected Thakal will lead the FNCCI after the tenure of current President Shekhar Golcha gets over. The vote counting began immediately after the election was closed, FNCCI informed. According to the Federation's rules, the incumbent Senior Vice President automatically gets elected as the President of FNCCI in the next term. Therefore, Senior Vice President Shekhar Golcha will now lead the will now lead the federation and succeed President Bhavani Rana. Voting for the election of a senior vice president, 3 vice presidents and 43 executive members of the executive committee of FNCCI was completed yesterday. Welcome back, and now the international news. A federal appeal court on Friday rejected an attempt by US President Donald Trump's campaign to block President-elect Joe Biden from being declared the winner of Pennsylvania. According to Reuters, the court's ruling has dealt another significant setback to Trump's bid to overturn the November 3rd election. A 3-member judge panel concluded that the charges of unfairness are serious, but calling an election unfair does not make it so. They said that charges require specific allegations and then proof. Free, fair elections are the lifeblood of our democracy, wrote Stefanos Bibas on behalf of the 3-judge panel. We have neither specific allegations nor proof, wrote Bibas, who was nominated by Trump. The Trump campaign and its supporters have tried and failed to convince the judges of election irregularities in Michigan, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada as critical to Biden's victory. Pennsylvania certified Biden, who won the state by 80,000 votes, as its winner this week under Pennsylvania law. The candidate who wins the popular vote in the state gets all of the state's 20 electoral votes. Trump, a Republican, has refused to concede to his Democratic rival and continues to claim without evidence widespread voter fraud. An Iranian scientist long suspected by the West of masterminding a secret nuclear bomb program was killed in an ambush near Tehran on Friday. Reuters reports that the move could provoke a confrontation between Iran and its foes in the last weeks of Donald Trump's presidency. The death of Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, who Iranian media said died in hospital after armed assassins gunned him down in his car, will also complicate any effort by US President-elect Joe Biden to revive the detente of Barack Obama's presidency. Iran pointed the finger at Israel while implying the killing had the blessing of departing Trump Foreign Minister Javed Zarif wrote on Twitter of serious indications of an Israeli role. The military advisor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei vowed to strike as thunder of the killers of the oppressed martyr. Israel declined to comment. The White House, Pentagon, US State Department and CIA also declined to comment, as did Biden's transition team. Fakhrizadeh has been described by Western and Israeli intelligence service for years as the mysterious leader of a covert atomic bomb program halted in 2003. Israel and the United States accused Tehran of trying to restore the program. Iran has long denied seeking to weaponize nuclear energy. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. An injury-time controversial penalty secured a well-deserved draw from Brighton as Liverpool slip up on the opportunity to take a 3-point lead at the top of the table. The penalty was the second of the 2 penalties Brighton were awarded in the game, with the first one going to waste after Neil Maupay fired it wide at the Amex Stadium. The Reds were also denied their lead twice as VAR adjourned goals from Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane as offside, with the Egyptian denied the goal with a toe being adjourned as offside. Liverpool took the lead in the 60th minute through their informed striker Diogo Jota, but his goal was cancelled by a 93rd minute penalty that Brighton scored through Pascal Gross. The win gives Liverpool a 1-point lead at the top of the table. In other matches, Manchester City found their goal-scoring form as they scored 5 against Burnley with a hat-trick from Riyad Mahrez. The win takes City to 8th in the table. Everton's slump of form was capitalised by Leeds United as they climbed to 11th in the table with a win at home. Today, second-placed Tottenham Hotspurs take on third-placed Chelsea as both teams look to oust Liverpool at the top of the table. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. NCP leaders continue trade of barbs. Party secretariats meeting to resume on December 1st. Chinese Defence Minister to arrive in Nepal today. Nepalese army to give a guard of honor to the visiting delegate. Daily infection of coronavirus drops to 1380. Active cases rise above 18,000. Donald Trump suffers another major setback. US court rejects Pennsylvania election case. And champions Liverpool held to a 1-1 draw in a game marked by VAR issues. Manchester City rediscover scoring form. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website at janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.